Hello.
What?
Sorry, thought I was something. And welcome to this week's edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast, right here on First GenXers Broadcast Network on Twitch and WKK Double Network on YouTube. I am here. I am your host, or one of your hosts, as always, the one and only Dark Lord 100 Double K Double, and I am here with the man known as Rune Scryer. What is up, sir?
Hey, sir.
We hope to be joined. Hey, what's up, Sasha Lee 69? Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you tapping in. Saint should be joining us, or Agent K28 should be joining us later. He's got a family emergency he has to deal with. So.
Hope that all goes good for him.
Exactly. Shameless promo as always. What's up, y'all? Check us out on Facebook, Cheap Pop Podcast 25. Come follow, like, and keep up on all the information regarding the Cheap Pop Podcast. All right, so we're going to open this week the same way we have for the past couple of weeks, and that is, hey, what's up, Wood? Thanks for joining us, bro. Thanks for tapping in. Over on YouTube, I want to say we're going to open this talking about the one and only Wonderman.
Mm-hmm.
In the last couple of episodes 5 and 6, or 6 and
7.
Sorry, that the one and only Bruce Scar is now caught up on, and I will tell you, I enjoyed the whole series.
I loved it. I had a little bit of logical errors with the very ending, but I think that's over analyzing it. Okay. Because when you take a look at the last few minutes with Simon's plan, of course he's outed himself now to the DODC in there, but I'm overanalyzing it. Okay, I'm trying to apply a certain amount of logic to something that, instead of just sitting back and enjoying the ending, which was perfect. I'm trying to apply logic to it, which sometimes you just can't apply logic to the stuff you enjoy. You can't get bogged down in the details, and
it does you no good.
It does you no good, and it ruins it. It's like trying to, seeing that Star Destroyer fill up the screen in episode 4 at the very beginning, and and starting to work. So what's the power source on that thing? How much power does it take to move that much mass through space? And no, just sit back, let the inner child enjoy.
And that's exactly what I say. Suave, in discussing Wonderman with him from the classroom, said, and you can tell me whether or not you share in this opinion. He said he would have rather skipped the doorman episode and instead gotten an extra episode towards the end where they kind of show Simon learning to use his powers.
I will not
up to that finale.
I will not disagree with that. And I do like that, aside from no training montage, which, if it's a Hollywood film about Hollywood, you got to have the training montage in there somewhere.
Right.
But instead of that, we still see Simon full circle in the comic books. He's unlocked his full potential in the comics, which took only about 40 years of comic continuity for him to get to that level. So,
yeah, it took a minute. It wasn't
It was not a slow thing, because he was a tank. That's all they was. And but yeah, I loved it. I loved seeing Simon's father. You know, that was just awesome.
Awesome.
That was a great sequence in there. Um, I am wondering what happened to Simon's father.
Yeah. Like where did he go? Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to him? Because not to go all Talcum X here, I don't want this to be another deadbeat black dad
Yeah.
that ran out on his kids.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure there's
I'm
some
pretty
kind of
sure something
fantastical
serious
story.
happened
Yeah.
to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was. But um, you
But
know,
and
yeah.
just to kind of shift the convo a little bit, bravo to Ben Kingsley.
Oh,
Like
fantastic.
the emotions necessary for the character and the role that he played, especially in the last two
Yeah.
you know,
Episodes.
episodes.
Oh,
And what's his line right as he puts him into the thing? He goes, I've been the Mandarin the whole time.
I'm.
He's
Yeah.
like, what was his character name? Uh, oh man, I forget what his
Barnaby.
character's name was. Yeah, he said that he was actually the role he was playing. You know, it's just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
fantastic. And did you notice that in the final edit of Wonderman,
Uh,
um, who ended up being Barnaby
uh,
after the arrest? It was Joe Pantoliano.
Joe
Call back
P
to
everywhere.
episode what, 2 or 3?
Yeah,
Yeah, where they
yeah.
go visit him, and we find out that, you know, Joey Pants was the one that replaced Trevor on that medical soap
Trevor
opera.
Slattery, that was his
Yeah,
name. Yeah.
yeah, fantastic bits. But yeah, everyone all around, you know, and definitely just emotions upon emotions upon emotions, but feel good emotions.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
when we
Even through the
see,
tough moments
yeah,
of the show where emotionally it was kind of just
yeah, the
they still
whole
yeah.
the whole 7th episode where, you know, Simon's getting a workup by the harshest New York Times film critic, a real life film critic, by the way.
Oh
Um,
really? She was?
yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
I have to check on that. But you know, this is a woman who was writing about Joseph Gordon-Levitt killing a pigeon in high school, just to
Dang.
find something to criticize Joseph Gordon-Levitt about. I mean, just
Basically she
his,
does her research.
she does her research, yeah. And Simon is freaking out about his secret getting out that way. And, you know, we go process by process to the people who know him. You know, his mom, Simon's calling up his mom, and his mom didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
His he finds out that she talked to his ex-girlfriend who leaves in the first episode.
Yeah.
His ex didn't say anything, and she says, "Oh, I know that you've been different. I mean,
Yeah.
we lived
For a
together for
while.
years." Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the final freak out was he found out that she'd contacted his brother, Eric,
Yeah.
and Eric kept his mouth quiet about all the weird
Yeah.
stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just been nothing but sibling animosity between them
Yeah.
um, throughout. And that final embrace that Simon and Eric have at the Wonder Man premiere, that was like that's family right there, man. That
Yeah.
is
Well,
absolutely
it
beautiful to see.
showed what a lot of people know, well, what a lot of people have seen, and what is more common than people talk about, which is that a good portion of the time, more often than not, family has your back. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and say there's not bad family members out there that
Oh
turn their
yeah.
back on people, so that
Yeah.
they all exist. But
Yeah.
for the most part, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, family has your back. And I
Exactly.
think that was what that moment proved. It
Yeah.
was a
Everybody
reaffirmation for
everybody had
Simon.
Simon's back, you
Yeah,
know, on
yeah.
so many levels in there. And
So yeah,
you know, it was just absolutely beautiful to see the character development, the character growth. Um, the
which was a
uniqueness.
great Which was also sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt, but
it's
it
all
was
good.
a great build up.
Yeah,
It was a great build up to the reveal of Trevor. Trevor on being working with the DODC
yeah,
for Simon. Like
yeah,
he had
exactly.
finally figured out that the world wasn't against him. And the
Yeah,
dude that he thought was his ride or die, like turns
yeah,
out to be working,
exactly.
but like,
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah.
Oh my
That
God.
was that was huge in there and fantastic. And Trevor taking the fall for Simon in there, and the whole amount of humility of Simon now being an A-list star. He is a choose your own project level
Superstar,
Hollywood
yo.
star. And the humility that Simon shows leading up to the end, where he goes and he talks to that guy, even though he's pretending, to
It's
be
acting.
wanting to travel with him to get to do a ride along
Yeah.
to see what this guy's life is like to prepare for a role. Um, I mean, just the humility, the encouragement he was given Chuck
Yeah.
with the exercise. Um, we don't know how much money Simon transferred into that family's bank account at the end, but I'm assuming it's about probably like a seven figure at least
Yeah.
to help them with
Significant. We
their
can just say
medical.
a significant amount of money.
Is a
Right.
significant chunk of money. Is a life changing amount of money for them,
Right.
and um,
Well, consider he about to lose his job because he's the one that brought Simon in there on video.
right,
Just
right, and
like, yeah.
but even before that, the call from the
Simon, yeah.
wife letting him know that we've got this money, you can finally quit that job that's been keeping you up at night that you hate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, like I said, it was a very well told story from beginning to end.
yeah,
Uh, I
and
do question along with Suave as well. Another one that I agree with him on is I can't wait to see how the Wonder Man character and story fits into the greater MCU.
yes, exactly.
Like that's going to be the next stage. And it's how does that, because that wasn't exactly like the whole thing with the DODC and him breaking him out and Trevor Slattery and the Mandarin, like that's not exactly like
No,
small level like
no, it's not.
going on there.
No,
So
and we will see, and I believe we're going to be talking more Wonder Man later on in Pop Culture Corner.
yeah, yeah, I
Yep.
believe so. So we will see what happens with that. All right. So another hot topic going on right now is that there has been now a first look at Spider-Man Noir
Spider
and Nicolas
Noir. Yep.
Cage. Spider Noir, sorry.
Yep.
Hold on.
Yep.
All right.
So
And go on.
we've got the first full trailer in there. Um, I'm still very excited for this.
Yeah,
I
me as
am.
well.
Yeah, shades of Batman the animated series right there. But the only thing I'm concerned about is Nick Cage trying to affect a Bogart accent
Mhm.
throughout. I'm just still kind of not feeling that. But as I said elsewhere, I mean, it's basically I'm like 3% less enthused about it, but that still puts me at like an 87% enthusiasm.
He said
And that
3% less, huh?
yeah, and that lady, the Asian lady, that's Black Cat.
Okay.
That's Cat Hardy. But yeah, tonally, this thing is just spot on.
Yeah, I
Is
think it's gonna be pretty damn good.
I am yeah, I agree too. Um, definitely. And we've got maybe about another month to go before it hits Amazon. So yeah.
Really? Okay. Well, we'll be right on top of it when that comes out because that looks pretty damn dope to me.
Oh yeah, it
Uh,
is.
um, again, wonder if or how it might tie into the greater MCU, or is it
Well,
just
I
one of
think
those
what
like
we're
Everworld or
yeah,
Elseworld stories like with DC?
right. I think what we're seeing and what we're gearing up for is Marvel is gearing up for the incursions to happen with Doomsday. The only real question mark is Sony with their Spider-Man IPs, which we'll get into later also, because there's been developments in that too.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all if Marvel is able to convince Sony to extend the Spider-Man developed production deal
Mhm.
to the entire Spider-Man IP that Sony owns, whether all the characters that Sony owns. If Sony is just like a name holder, letting the money flow in instead of doing actual production, and
On
in
Spider-Man.
general falling flat on their face as they have been with
Yeah.
Morbius, Madam Web, Craven. It's like literally the only thing that Sony's done successfully on their own in the Spider-Verse has been the animated Spider-Verse films and the Venom films.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So we'll see how it all plays out in the next couple of years, and like I said, Doomsday is just around the corner, so to speak. End of the year in December is when we'll get some questions answered.
I'm pretty sure
Although,
there'll be plenty of build up.
yeah,
This is
Secret Wars, I think, is going to be the final turning point.
yeah,
That's where we're going to have all the universes colliding and mashing, and we'll get the final fallout, shakeout, how everything fits in together then.
okay.
And I think we'll also get the long awaited MCU reset. We're
Yeah.
going to get we're going to have a whole start over from fresh. We're going to have new people in all the key roles. Captain America, Tony Stark, everybody, Nick Fury, everyone, beginning to end. It's going to be a whole new lineup for the MCU. And it's going to be a whole new, this is how, now that we have everything back under one roof, so to speak, this is how history for the MCU is going to proceed from here on out.
I can see it. I can
Mhm.
see it. We got what, 11 months, 10 months?
Yeah, 11 months to Doomsday. I think Secret Wars is still on track for 27 or 28 at this point.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna stop us. Go ahead.
Yeah, still the question on whether or not Jonathan Majors will be returning as Kang.
I hope so, because they did.
I hope so
like the way
too.
They were building
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I like the way they were building that all together.
yeah. Quantum Mania was really. I think that the problem is that Disney got into their own heads too much, listening to the really toxic portion of the fandom, and also the whole Jonathan Majors kerfuffle,
Yeah.
where he was acquitted of all those charges in there, and
He's innocent.
what?
Said he's innocent.
That's right. And Disney was unfortunately reacting rather than they were reacting to the loudest segment that was yelling, which is not necessarily your fan segment.
Right.
So,
all right. Well, we'll stop there for a second and jump over into all right. Pop Culture Corner. Well, we talk as many things pop culture as we can in the next about 45, 50 minutes. All right.
yep.
So we'll open up with some sad news for those who grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, high school post, just short post high school. And the man known as James Van Der Beek, unfortunately, has passed.
Yep.
I believe cancer was what they said took him.
Yeah, he had advanced colon cancer, and I was aware that he had a cancer diagnosis. I didn't know that it was so serious. But yeah, James Van Der Beek passed
Stage
away.
3 colorectal, cancer.
Yeah, he he was only 48. Um,
My age, literally.
fantastic tribute from his co-stars, from
Yes.
Kevin Smith, because we remember Van Der Beek was in Jay and Silent Bob
Being
Strike
silent
Back.
about,
Yep.
like
But
the pie, man. Nobody's gonna forget that.
yep. But then very stark reminder, wake up notice for all us Gen X fellas, get checked.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
That is, I I am getting checked myself. I just keep screwing up the test because it involves, catching and scraping a little bit of the doo-doo to send it in for analysis. But I keep the biology major can't take a poop sample. So anyway,
But
but yeah,
anyway, yeah.
it's on my mind. That and as we age, guys, you got to take care of your health. We've had two friends of the show pass from not COPD, but sleep apnea just this past year. And it really does affect all of us. You got to take care of your health, man.
Very much so. Very much so. But I would say, with back on Van Der Beek himself, he was known for a lot of things, but like he played in a lot of different stuff. He played in I want to say there was a horror movie he played in, but the two things, of course, the primary thing people are going to remember is just like with Joshua Jackson.
Yeah.
Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's
Creek. Like, yeah, even in Jay and Silent Bob, during his time in Jay and Silent Bob, they call him the Dawson.
Yeah.
Dawson's Creek, but also I always tell people, like, the other thing that stands out with me is Varsity Blues. Like, Varsity Blues is one of my favorite movies, and he was one of the reasons why.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, someone he was like a custom built all-American boy next door.
Yeah.
He had that look, that presence, and bravo for him for making a solid career out of it.
Well, he had what every actor hopes to have, which is like to catch on with one series that lasts 6, 7, 8 seasons and keeps you working.
Keeps you working and gives you those residuals.
Yeah. So, but needless to say, the world's gonna miss him. Lord knows what else he could have done in life as far as acting.
Later on,
later on in life, but he gave the world. They say the good die young.
Yep.
I think
he is
one of those instances.
He is the Gen X. Well, I don't know. Would Gen X James Dean be Kurt Cobain? No, it's going to be James Van Der Beek, because
it could be Keanu Reeves.
What?
It could be Keanu Reeves.
No, I'm talking about the tragic end.
Oh, tragic end, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because James Dean died in a tragic accident.
Yeah.
And same thing. Cobain, we can argue about what led up to his final action, but that was still all in his mind. Those mental processes.
Right.
Van Der Beek, he was not in control of what happened
Whatever.
to in there. So I think that James Van Der Beek is going to go down as the Gen X, Gen Z James Dean. You know, the
I can
what
see that
accomplished.
over such a short period of time.
Right.
He reminds me a little bit as well of the story, but a little bit longer he lasted. River Phoenix.
Oh, River
Um,
Phoenix. Absolutely. That
yeah,
too.
that was definitely way too young, gone way too young actor.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so not anyway in a bad way, but just like God bless him or whatever
Yep.
you know. Like he said, it was funny. He tells people to say like to talk to themselves, you know, because he in his if you watch the video of his last like basically one of his last addressings of the public before he passed away.
Right.
And he talks about how you know his diagnosis kind of woke him up to his own mortality. And
Yep.
he said he would say he is worthy of God's love. You know, just simply because he exists. And he said, you know, if you're not religious and you want to take the God out of
Yep.
it, he's like, you can. He's like, and it still has the same meaning. He's like, I am worthy of love simply because I exist. And that's the message that's the last message he wanted to put out and into the world before he passed away.
Yep.
And him, Malcolm Jamal Warner, both like beautiful souls.
Yep. And also, apparently there is a GoFundMe for Van Der Beek's family because even with the resources that James Van Der Beek had, the cancer treatment just completely wiped all those out in like a year. Yep. So
I can bet that they charge way too much for being sick, especially with the big ones.
Yep.
With cancer and all that. So
yeah. Side note, I apparently the Canadian Parliament last year altered the rules for birthright citizenship into Canada, and it's now if you can show 4 generations removed,
yeah,
you can claim Canadian citizenship. So I can claim Canadian citizenship under my great grandfather.
Nice.
And I'm checking to see if that entitles me to the lovely Canadian universal health care by becoming a dual citizenship Canadian American.
Hey,
still love America, still working to make it as best as it can be. But you know what? I'm going to take whatever I can get to, you know, make sure that me and mine got to take care of us first. Because if we don't take care of us, we can't help take care of others.
Can't be a foundation if you're not.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep.
All right. So we'll move forward with Pop Culture Corner. Like I said, God rest his soul, and man, I'm hoping that works out with you. I'll say, but we have an announcement after just talking about Wonderman. It is reported that Disney Plus is eyeing a second season for the Marvel series. I am here for it. Whatever stories they have to tell. Maybe Josh Gad comes back.
What's up with Josh Gad? We need to know.
I don't know. I don't know.
And apparently, when Kevin Feige was talking with Josh Gad about joining the MC, about doing this bit, and Josh Gad, his one requirement was that he didn't want to play a role that would exclude him from being a character in the Marvel Universe in the future. So that's how they worked it out.
So this definitely doesn't exclude him because they can bring him back at any time.
Absolutely. I want to know more about Josh Gad. Yeah, I did love. I mean, and his cameo in the club when he was there, when he was taking the mic, he was laying down a hip hop version of "In the Summertime" from Frozen. If you listen to it, yes.
Go on with your bad self, J Gad.
J Gad. Yep. That was
Uh,
yeah.
but he's in some evil dimension, some portal dimension.
We don't know. He could be in the dark dimension for Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Yep.
my goodness, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm here for it. Wonderman season 2.
Absolutely. Yep.
I love the
I
fact
want
that
more.
they are shooting. Sorry, I love the fact that they are shooting season 2 and 3 of Daredevil Born Again back to back.
Yep.
Like they just
And
recently wrapped 2 and they're starting to shoot 3.
yep. And right now, I think did we talk about it last week where rumors that David Tennant's Purple Man is going to be coming back?
Yes, we did
Yeah.
talk about that last week. Yeah.
So that's the only development I'm still waiting for right now is I want the announcement that Mike Coulter is back.
Yes.
I want
There's
Luke Cage back in production.
It's funny to me. I can't remember his exact argument, but our friend of the show, Jamil, actually does not like Mike Coulter as Luke Cage. He did not like his particular portrayal of it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
like he doesn't take anything away from anybody who did. I'm just saying, like he personally doesn't think that Mike Coulter.
And that's absolutely fine. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, the biggest problem with fandom, any fandom that you can name, MCU, Star Trek, Star Wars, even Fallout, is the biggest problem is the inability for some fans to just admit that, okay, this isn't for me. This wasn't made for me. Even for a character like Luke Cage, who definitely was made for Black representation, it's fine for some Black viewers to say, okay, it's just not for me. But
or even I'll take it to even a more kind of simplistic level.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to just say I don't like something and move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it doesn't have to make it trash. Like, and I'm not saying, and mark my words, I am not saying that our friend of the show said anything about it being trash.
No.
He specifically, expressed himself as this just wasn't for him. He didn't particularly care for it. He had his reasons. But in general, I get what you're saying. Like, it's kind of like what I say about people who are grown men, grown 50-year-old men who are critics of Miss Marvel. It's like, you're not the target audience on this fucking thing.
Or Super Bowl performance. I mean, just accept that some things are not made for you, Mr. and Mrs. Status Quo.
Right.
Okay.
And so
let the people let the people who liked it like it. You have plenty, go to your other 500 examples of stuff made for you and enjoy that. Okay. Not everything has to be made for you. And I like that not everything is made for me because it lets me explore. It lets me engage in curiosity and find out about new things, new points of view. But hey.
But at the end of the day, it's just understanding that not everything, you're watching certain things, not everything is made for you. Not everything is made to make you happy. Like, and I say, look around you at the people who it is made for and see if they're enjoying it. If they're enjoying it, then it doesn't matter whatever issues you have with it. It is what it is. You just won't watch it again, but if you can find a way to enjoy it, then enjoy it. And that's always been my message is that if you can, I try my best to enjoy everything that I ingest as far as entertainment. And if I don't enjoy it, normally I try my best not to about it. Like to be honest, like I just kind of go, oh, all right, well, I didn't quite like that. It's all good.
I mean, as films go, Titanic was just kind of, whatever.
I'll be here. Here's something.
Yeah.
I tell people, and like, no, I'm not proud of it. I'm not an asshole like that. I'm not. It's not like number one on my proud list. But I've never watched Titanic all the way through.
Yeah.
I've never seen it from the beginning to end. I had girlfriends who love the movie. I let them watch it all they want, but I've never watched that movie because I just don't have interest in it. It's not my type of movie.
The only people I will look down on are the people who obsessively watch reality TV like the Kardashians.
And actually invest themselves in caring.
Yes.
But here's the thing that I don't, and I'm just gonna, this is just a quick tangent before we move on to the next subject. That here's the thing that drives me crazy is the same people who do that will be the same people that look at people who are really into sports and be like, what? I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. They're just out there like throwing the ball around. Like, I don't get it. But then Brenda breaks up with Mark on fucking The Bachelor, and they're like, "Oh my god, did you see that? Oh my god!"
Yeah,
it's like, dude,
exactly.
Let me, or even more prime example that's more dead on is people who constantly bitch at people who watch wrestling. How can you watch wrestling? How can you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Okay.
How can you watch soap operas?
Yeah, it's scripted. Yeah. So is Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Literally, Game of Thrones is even more scripted than what I'm watching.
The best way to describe wrestling is that, Raw is a 3-hour live stunt show.
To an extent, yeah, with storytelling involved, yes.
Yep.
It's a combination of a bunch of things. We can get into that on a different day. Let's move on with whatchamacallit. And the good news that we are getting a fourth in the series of Mummy movies.
Yes.
From Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, who are both officially set for Universal's next Mummy movie. Radio Silence.
Rick and Evie are back. We are, we are in the middle of the Brendan Sance at this point, and I am all here for it. The only question is, what kind of shape is Brendan Fraser going to be in? Because I'm not saying that he's like, Louis Anderson heavy, but he's showing his age. He's kind of got my shape.
Okay. Well, you never know.
Yeah. So you never know.
You may do a much slower, less athletic version of Rick.
A dad bod Rick. Yeah.
Dad bod Rick, exactly.
Exactly.
But here's the thing that I like about it. Brendan Fraser is one of those actors. Morgan Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson, Sir Ben Kingsley, Sir Patrick Stewart. They just transcend. No matter what genre they step into, they just transcend.
They nail it. They are fantastic.
And so, like this is another scenario where Brendan Fraser has went. I just watched Encino Man like 2 nights ago, before I went to bed. Like, oh my god! And Brendan Fraser, like people are like, oh my god, yeah, all he had to do was act like a caveman. Like, no, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like you don't get it. Like this kid.
Ask any professional singer, and they will reply. It is harder to sing off key deliberately than to sing on key deliberately. So it's harder to get those sounds and mannerisms that everyone expects than, in some ways in delivering Shakespeare. Every single role has its challenges.
Right.
So let's not, let's not knock what seems like it should just be simple.
And let's be honest, that launched his career.
It did.
And what was the movie that he did with Drew Barrymore, where he lived in a bomb shelter?
Oh gosh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but those two movies kind of launched Brendan Fraser. Then along came The Mummy. The next thing you know, he was off and running. Like he's one of the most popular. He was Keanu Reeves for a little bit.
Yep.
Like the nice guy that was just everywhere.
Yep.
Then came along Keanu Reeves around the same time. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is around the time of Encino Man and so on and so forth.
Uh, I still want to see if there's a video recording of Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter with their on Broadway Waiting for Godot. They did that last year and into this year on Broadway.
Nice.
Together. That is just, yeah.
And it's funny to me how many of these guys are classically trained. Like Keanu Reeves, like, bro, your first role, you said dude more times than most people say it in their lives. But yeah, you killed it.
Yeah. Alan Tudyk, the hottest voice actor, you know, for whatever your needs are, if there's even a remote comedic note you want Alan Tudyk in there, you know, in the behind the scenes features for Moana, where his role, he was chicken in Moana, who just had the neurotic and looking around. And he says, yes, I went to Juilliard for 8 years just to play a neurotic chicken.
Yeah, paycheck is a paycheck, right?
That's right, man. You know.
Oh man, all right. So this next one you're gonna have to fill us in on here a little bit. It's about Warhammer 40K.
Yes.
A fan who baked 2 fully playable armies from gingerbread. Whoa.
That is correct. So, dude, I think it's in one of the Nordic countries, maybe Norway. But longtime Warhammer 40K fan, professional baker. So, just for fun, he decided to make 2 full armies, as we see on there, out of gingerbread. Delicious, delicious heresy. I mean, you know, yeah, they're just mostly just stand-ups. But that gingerbread Land Raider that he made in that first pick, yeah, that is, you know, got a little gingerbread Tyranids to snack on when you take them off the board. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, look at that. That is just amazing. Yep. And of course, we're waiting for the inevitable lawsuit from Games Workshop that you can't do that. Only we can do something like that. And we don't want to do something like that.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
Games
Let
Workshop
them cook. Let them cook.
Exactly. And this is actually kind of a fun thing that happens in tabletop space. You know, not just wargaming, but for a long time, for Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games, DMs, GMs, they have used candy as monster markers instead of actual miniatures. And with the rule being, you kill it, you get to eat it.
Nice.
Bringing a whole new meaning to Delicious in Dungeon.
That would be pretty fun, though.
Yeah.
Especially if you had a sweet tooth. That would be pretty fun.
Yep. It's a good way to get the beatus.
Yes, it is. The beatus. All right. So, last subject to Pop Culture Corner here before we take our commercial break is that Spider-Gwen and Spider-Punk spinoff movies officially in active development at Sony Pictures. And we're talking about the animated versions.
No. We are talking about live action.
No way. No, it's a Sony Pictures animation bosses.
No.
Have confirmed that Spider-Punk and Spider-Gwen versus Spider-Verse spinoffs are in active development.
I think that's okay. I'll have to read it again, it could be either way. I mean, either way, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Um, but I would love to see a live action because,
Yeah, I would too.
um, as I understand the way that the licensing structure for Sony is set up, is that they have to make a certain amount of content,
Mm,
um, Spider-Man content, to retain the license,
okay.
and it has to be released, a certain number in a certain time frame. So
Okay. So Sony basically has to continue using the IP if they don't want to lose the IP tomorrow.
exactly, exactly, and I believe that
Okay.
the collabs with Marvel Productions counts
Mm,
in that.
okay.
Um, so, but Spider Gwen, yeah, we all know Gwen Stacy from Into the
Across the
Spider
Spider Verse.
Verse series. Yep. Um, Spider Punk, I don't think we have been introduced to yet.
Yeah, he was
With
in Across the Spider Verse.
Okay, haven't
He was in
seen
the
that one
sequel.
yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he is the reimagining of the classic Spider-Man character, Hobie Brown, who
Hmm.
was the original Prowler in the comics. Um, and after we got the Miles Morales stuff and in the Ultimate Universe, and Prowler became Miles's uncle Aaron. Um, Hobie got recycled into Spider Punk, UK UK based guitarist out of Brixton. So
Brixton.
he's got the angry Brixton punk scene
He
going.
was a great character in Across the Spider Verse. Like that
Yep,
was a very again, both of those movies were very well made movies.
exactly. Yeah.
It's kind of like when I say with DC sometimes I'm like, just stick to the animated stuff. Like y'all have screwed up so much live action, just stick to the animation stuff. Or stick to
Yep.
the small screen.
Yep.
Like I would say the CW verse can be put up there with the MCU as
I
one of the better comic book
absolutely agree with
live
you.
action
Yep.
universes. But
Absolutely.
the DC universe now is starting to get good, but
Yep.
at the beginning was not
Nope.
good enough to be put up against Marvel. This is why I used to
Speaking,
always laugh at Saint when he used to say, "Oh, we're on the same level as Marvel." No, you're not. Yes,
no, you're
combined
not,
with the animated movies and
dude.
the comic books, yeah, you're on the same level as Marvel.
Yeah,
But
dude.
yeah,
Okay, the only yeah. Um, Shang-Chi
yeah,
was only like 20 something million under the domestic take for Justice League. Think about
dang.
that. Think about that.
One of Marvel's like worst movie or his worstly rated movies, I should say.
Well, Shang-Chi was fantastic, but
Oh, I thought it was a great
a,
movie. Yeah.
yeah, a character who has not been relevant in comics since the 1970s, relying on the kung fu explosion of the 70s, not to
Yeah.
mention building on quite a few racist tropes, performed about as good at the US domestic box office
And just like
as the first team up of the Justice League in a year where the theaters had declined attendance because we had an ongoing pandemic.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Now, where Justice League shined was the international box office market. But even then, Shang-Chi didn't make a huge splash in the international market because it never got released in China.
very true.
Because the Muni bus driver's ID patch
Mm,
on the arm, it was a
mm.
reference to the Tiananmen Square protest, the numerical
Uh,
date for the Tiananmen Square protest. Chinese censors caught it and said, "No, we will not allow this to be shown in our country. you must change it if you want it released in our country. And Disney, to their
Damn.
credit, said, "Go pound sand."
No. Yeah.
Okay, they did, and they low key they did the same thing with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness when it came to Saudi Arabia release. The Saudis wanted the reference to America Chavez having lesbian parents. They wanted that removed, and Disney said, "No, we're not altering that."
Thank God. Thank God
Yep,
there's somebody that's thinking right out there.
I know, but it
But,
comes, it goes. It's
but needless to
corporate.
say,
Yeah.
I would be very excited for either Spider-Gwen or Spider-Punk movie,
In
animated or
live
not.
in
So
live action.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I'm all for live action, but I also think that there's still a place for the animated. I think James Gunn is showing that there's still a place with Creature Commandos. There's still a place for animated
Animation.
stories to be told.
Yeah. Well, I mean, What If and Eyes of Wakanda showed that there's a place for animation in the MCU, by far. But, Disney, Sony, get together and give us our Donald Glover Prowler solo film like yesterday.
Like yesterday, huh?
You set it up already in the first Spider-Man collab.
Yeah.
When he showed up in, running those guns on the ferry in that scene, and he was credited as Aaron Davis. It's all there.
It's all there.
You got teed up. Take the damn swing already. You're holding up the game.
All right. Well, all right, y'all. So we're going to pause there and take a quick break before we come back with a little bit of Smackdown Alley.
Providing I survive.
Yep. And hopefully, Mr. LFW, everything's all right.
Oh, I ain't even going to give him a hard time coming in.
Yeah, no, he can come in whenever he needs to.
Yeah.
They say he's grandfathered in. He's kind of like Duel is in the classroom. Grandfathered in, can step in whenever he'd like.
Yeah.
But all right, this is it for right now for the Cheap Pop Podcast. We will be back after about a 5-minute commercial break, promo break. And we'll be talking some Smackdown Alley and video games if Tech Tinker is watching. We'll be back. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats, won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch to the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the first GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
Got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Comes right struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma
Adam's family like dynamic between Pugsley and Wednesday. Like,
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
Well, I always temper this because I think I did not like the receiving caution tagline.
I've also seen what Chase Center looks like when the Valkyries are fucking playing, so fuck all of you. Because Chase Center is packed no matter what's going on.
They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the definition of beauty is distorted. Yeah. Come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami.
Right. There we go. There he is. What's up, y'all? What's up? And welcome back to Le Cheap Pop Podcast, brought to you by First GenXers Broadcast Network, right here on Twitch and Double KK Double Network on YouTube. So, yeah, we're gonna get into one of my favorite segments because I like to talk about this, but everybody else seems to not like it, and that is. All right, SmackDown, alley. We're going to open up with a little bit of Monday Night Raw talk. This week's Raw, I want to start out by talking about something that's probably been all over the internet, but that is in a match against with OG El Grande Americano, Javon Evans, and him took on Rio and Bravo of the Los Americanos, and Javon Evans hit Bravo with what had to be the most perfectly timed cutter I've ever seen in my life.
Amazing.
And that's just the best way I can describe it. Considering the way that they shot it, I didn't see Javon Evans, so he was already midair.
Yeah.
and about to grab him for the cutter. And yeah, and I was left speechless.
Bravo was doing a high fly maneuver himself,
Yeah, he's
and
doing the splash.
yeah, Javon just grabbing him midair and landing that cutter.
Like, folks, like, okay, I don't think in words you can kind of describe it. You kind of have to go look it up. I'm pretty sure the clip has been viewed like over 1 billion times on WWE's YouTube page, probably. But Bravo knocks down OG Americano, smacks him down, gets up on the rope, goes to give him the I believe the headbutt, the flying headbutt. And right after he launches himself, by the time he gets midair, Javon Evans is already in the air and in position.
Halfway across the ring.
Now, yeah, like these are the two ring posts. Javon Evans, Bravo came from this one, and Javon Evans came from this one, and they met in the middle and came down for the OG cutter, and it was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
Like that moment alone stole every other moment in the show.
Yep.
Like, and a lot of good things happened during this. Like, but like that moment stole the show altogether.
Completely. And and not just kudos to Javon Evans, kudos to Bravo. Who's Bravo under the mask?
I want to say they're saying it's either Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate, I believe.
Okay, but kudos to him for his participation in that.
Taking it,
because takes two to pull off a maneuver like that. Well, it takes two to pull off a maneuver like that safely.
Right. I was like, it takes two, and it takes expert timing.
Yeah, and
expert timing. Like I don't mind seeing hippie flippy stuff. I don't. But when it's done like that, when the timing on it is just damn near flawless, and I understand not everybody can hit stuff like that, like as flawlessly as he did. But my God. All right, so we had let's see. Well, first of all, we had AJ Lee basically convincing Becky Lynch to put up her IC title at Elimination Chamber, which was great. Becky, screw the awards that anybody else gives out. I give you Heel of the Year award because your facial expressions, the way you act, like watching you walk in behind AJ Lee and CM Punk and see that she's there, and the reaction that you have in the background throwing a fit while AJ Lee doesn't even notice basically that you're existing at that moment. It was just it was hilarious. I'll say we also saw LA Knight defeat Austin Theory and Penta in the Elimination Chamber qualifier, which was a pretty darn good match. The rest of the division tried to get involved, but LA Knight ended up being able to beat and pin Austin Theory after the Man in the Mask came back out and disrupted in favor of LA Knight and ran off into the crowd.
So Monday night, that was in Cleveland, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, because I saw a social media post that's just starting to make the rounds of this guy who he and his family went to the show in Cleveland. They left, went to go fill up with gas, and LA Knight happened to stop by the same gas station to go in for snacks.
Yeah.
And LA Knight in Cleveland in the dead middle of February tells the guy's 9-year-old nephew, "Hey, I got something for you." And Joe Greens takes his shirt off, goes bare-chested, gives the kid his shirt.
Aw. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Hell
That's a
yeah.
nice, Yeah, that's a nice little like, yeah.
And dude says, you know what? I never was an LA Knight fan before. I am now.
And the thing about it is that like LA Knight's like I want to say in his 40s. Like a lot of people don't understand, like, but his impact goes far beyond that of what of how many championships he's won, etc. Like he's done a lot of good. I think that there's a reason why he's happy despite not constantly winning the title, even though the word has it behind the scenes that he's due for a big push this year. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that he's going to get the Elimination Chamber win.
I could see that. But and go against Drew McIntyre. I could see that.
In fact, they're also saying that Elimination Chamber is basically going to be LA Knight versus Division.
Well, at this point, LA Knight's in and the Division is not. So there's no member of the Division in so far. But the World Tag Team Championships were defended and retained in an amazing match between the Usos and Akira Tozawa and Otis. And Tozawa and Otis delivered as always, giving one hell of a match. They all kind of in the Hardy and Usos and the Hardy and what are they called? 3D and the Hardys and Edge and Christian and the style that they hug after the match is over.
Yeah,
it was showing respect for each other.
Yep.
But in general, it was a great filler feud because next up for Jay, I believe, is Elimination Chamber. So
yeah, and also the New Day and needs to get sort of built back up a little bit. Were they on a little bit of injury time to rest up?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, because they've been out of the tag team picture. I mean, they've been mentioned, but they haven't had a tag team match in a hot minute.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will too. They're one of those ones. There's one of those teams and one of those players or people that in the company that can step in at any time and pretty much immediately get a championship match.
Oh yeah.
We also had Rhea Ripley beat Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile in a hell of a match to qualify for the women's Elimination Chamber. And we also had Natty, as she's known now, not Natalia.
Yeah.
But Natty beat this, basically beat the snot out of Maxine Dupree all the way up until AJ Lee came out to save her.
Yep.
Before Becky Lynch came out and attacked AJ Lee. I love the chaos. Chaos. Yep. Speaking of chaos, Finn Balor decided to jump into his chaos form and demand a championship match at a CM Punk, which he got in Chicago, Elimination Chamber. What do you think about that, boss? You think it's going to affect the WrestleMania main event?
I don't think so, especially considering that Elimination Chamber is going to be in Chicago, which is Punk's hometown. I don't think he's going to drop the belt in his hometown anytime soon. Not with the heat he's carrying going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not even, in the top 5 carrying the company. He is top 3 carrying the company at this
Punk,
point. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically
making the World Heavyweight Championship feel like it means something.
It's basically Cody, Roman, and Punk are the ones making it, carrying the load
What's
of the
up,
company.
Tech Tinkers?
Hey, Tech.
We're almost to video games. Don't worry about it, brother.
We're getting there, man. We're getting there.
All right, but yeah. So we'll see what happens with it. I think. Oh, and it was also reported that Braun Breaker strained a hernia and had to have surgery.
Ooh.
Leaving his WrestleMania status in question. We'll see what happens, though. I don't know if this is a
He ain't coming
storyline
back.
injury.
He ain't coming back from that anytime soon.
I don't know if this is a storyline injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a storyline injury or a legit injury. The way Paul Heyman was talking him up made me believe it was probably a K-Bad. But we'll see. All right, so we move on to Friday night
Mm-hmm.
and Smack Diggity Down. And SmackDown saw a women's tag team championship match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, taking on Lash Legend and Nia Jax.
And
did them women deliver?
yep,
Did they deliver?
they
The
delivered.
match,
And then after the match, Rhea delivered Io the flowers, while
Yeah,
Lash
yeah.
and Nia were still kind of just on the floor outside the ring. Rhea ducked out of the ring, went under the mat, came back out, and had a bouquet of roses she gave to Io for Galentine's Day.
for Valentine's Day. Aw.
That was it was
But
those two are just so sweet together. I love it. It's fantastic.
I'll
not
put it to you like this.
Yeah.
What's up?
Not even in that way.
Yeah, that was a great moment. But for me,
Yeah.
the moment of the match was when Io Sky basically cross-bodied Nia Jax through a table at the same time as Lash Legend speared Rhea Ripley through a barricade and left the entire crowd chanting, "This is awesome," and holy, as the ladies writhe on the ground in pain. And so, like, I love seeing moments like that. I truly do. I truly do. It reminds me of this clip that I just saw the other day of old school wrestling of The Rock. And The Rock, or Triple H and The Rock in a match. And then Shawn Michaels comes in and stops the Triple H from hitting The Rock with a sledgehammer. And then the Rock ends up hitting Triple H with a rock bottom. And then Brock Lesnar gets involved and hits somebody with an F5. And then The Rock ends up stomping Triple H for a little bit and then going after Brock Lesnar. And then Triple H goes after Shawn Michaels. It was one of the craziest moments. But that's what that sequence on SmackDown kind of reminded.
Yep.
It was insane. You also had Jade Cargill successfully defend her title against Jordynne Grace, while Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio ate chicken nuggies at ringside for Valentine's Day.
Were they Roxanne Perez's nuggets?
I don't know. Let's see. But,
the innuendo is heavy in the WWE these days, folks.
Yes, it is. Miss Bliss won her Elimination Chamber qualifier, as I was talking about earlier, by defeating Julia and Zelina Vega, who has a really interesting entrance style. But yeah, so Miss Bliss, yes, and yes, I'm avoiding saying her first name because I don't want to trigger my echo dot. I'll say, looks like it's gonna like this whole. I think neither one of them is gonna win Elimination Chamber, but something's gonna happen in Elimination Chamber that's gonna spawn the match that they're gonna have against each other at WrestleMania. I think both Charlotte Flair and Alexa are gonna.
So, by the way,
are gonna get into Elimination Chamber.
Segueing from wrestling to video games, I've seen a clip of WWE 2K25.
26, you mean?
26, yes. Yeah. And Stephanie Vaquer is in it. And yes, they demonstrate her doing the devil's kiss on Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, no, the graphics are gonna look like amazing. They always, it's the gameplay that they have issues with.
Yeah,
like the WWE games are always look beautiful. They're getting better and better every year as far as looking more and more realistic. But it's the gameplay that they gotta fix.
Mhm.
The certain things that don't make sense about reversals and shit like that. But, yeah, but needless to say, just to finish out the SmackDown talk, the main event saw Cody Rhodes defeat Jacob Fatu and Sami Zayn, ironically with the help of Drew McIntyre. Drew was basically trying to rig it so that Sami could win by knocking out Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes, and it didn't work out. But Cody Rhodes is on his way to the Elimination Chamber for his shot at getting back, his only shot at getting back his WWE Championship. Hey, good night, Lady Hutchinson. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. But yeah, so that will wrap up the SmackDown talk. We also saw Trick Williams pick up a win over Ray Phoenix, and a 10-man tag team match saw the MFTs defeat a team led by U.S. champion Carmelo Hayes. I believe it was Hayes, Cardona, Apollo Crews, Shinsuke Nakamura. I forget who the fifth good guy was, and so his MFTs. So
I'm still waiting for that WWE AAA crossover 10-man tag team for the MFTs or the Wyatt Six versus AAA's Psycho Circus.
we may be a long way from that, sir. We may be a long way from that.
Yeah.
We'll get it eventually, or some form of it.
Okay.
All right. So sorry, I was checking to see if there was anything else that we needed to go over about SmackDown. No, there is not. So we will let that take us into he said he's got his video game spam ready right now.
Tex always.
Sorry about that, sir. You said Tex always what?
Tex always prepared.
Yes, he is. I do agree. All right, so subject number uno on video game. On the video game talk for today is, please let us focus on making our game in peace, developer says to whoever is a slew of fake positive reviews that it swears definitely isn't them.
Yeah.
What game is this, and what are they talking about?
Okay, so this is on Steam. Hang on a second. Catching up. And this is coming to us from PC Gamer. Developers. Oh, the game is Star Sand Island. And it actually launched on February 11th. So, developer looking for the Josh's Gaming. Oh, no, that's content creator who. Okay. Okay, so the long and short of it is that Josh's Gaming Garden, who is a content creator like we are, noticed that leading up to the release on February 11th, there were a lot of positive reviews coming in, like a lot within 30 minutes. Yeah. And Josh's Gaming Garden mentioned, funny how in the span of 30 minutes, Star Sand Island got all those positive reviews from users who happen to all have the same account activity. So we're talking about 100 alleged bot accounts who had left a positive review on Steam for the game. So many of the accounts sit sit at Steam at level 4, which means that they have about 3 to 5 hours of playtime, as well as having the same recently played games when clicking through their profiles.
Okay.
So, also, some of the reviews, not exactly what you would find in a human reviewers review.
Yeah.
Like, Grandpa, that game you've been talking about for a year is finally almost here. You got to see this.
Sounds like something I'd see on The Sims.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Developer. Oh, Seed Sparkle Lab is the developer. They went to the game's Discord server to say, "Not us, guys. We swear, and please don't do this because it actually harms us in the long term."
It overhypes the game to an extent.
Well, not just that, but it also puts the legitimacy of the game in doubt.
And
When when everyone is saying the same thing with when you got over 100 suspected AI reviews trying to
Yeah.
pass the Sims off as real, it makes it seem like astroturfing from the developer. And that means that if the developer is doing this, is this developer I really want to support?
Right.
And that's going to lead to a lot more people passing on the game. So,
Well, all right, hold on real quick. Tech Tinkers drops another thing. The Discord and their decision to go with face and ID to verify users' age backfires with platform picked. Platform is owned by an individual mentioned in the Epstein files over 300 times. Now users are fleeing Discord and causing so many downloads from Stout. Users are crashing the Stoat program. Stoat was revoked. A competitor startup funding by Shaquille O'Neal.
Yep.
Allows for self-hosting your own Discord-like server.
Yeah. That is definitely something that's popped up in recent week or so.
Yeah.
Yep. So, that Discord, one of the primary owners of Discord, has been mentioned multiple times in the Epstein files. And now,
y'all know what to do. Vote with your wallets.
Well, and now Discord is trying to implement a photo ID age verification, meaning that if you are under 18, you will need to provide a photo ID to verify
Yeah.
as a verification notice, or that if you are over 18, you need to still provide a photo ID for age verification purposes to get onto certain Discord age restricted Discord servers. So it cuts both ways. Especially, it cuts in the way for the servers that are specifically teen oriented, where you have to provide verification that yes, you are under 18 and you belong in this category to keep the creepy old men out.
Right. The groomers, so to speak.
Right. But you're still giving Discord an actual physical picture of yourself.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it because we definitely don't want like 40, 50-year-old
I agree.
Children on Discord.
Yeah, I agree in principle.
Right.
The problem is that the mechanism that was used to traffic and target all these young people for the trafficking, it's becoming very clear that there was a very sophisticated network going on to choose.
Oh no, that's no good.
Yeah. So now you're sending your kids photo ID to a service that is partially owned by someone who was a part of that network. This
This
is
is
like it's Roblox, but on low key.
okay.
It's so there's a lot of disturbing points.
Well, according to Tech Tinkers, if you are a creepy old man and don't provide your face pic and ID, creepy old man account gets changed to a teen account and opens creepy old man up to just teen accounts and younger.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good. Like we don't need to be giving them
Humanity's a problem, folks.
Yes, it is. All right, so we'll move forward from that and talk a little bit about The Witcher 4, which might have just gained a BioWare veteran as CD Projekt Red hires a new AI director. Amazing things.
Yeah. I'm not exactly thrilled that CG Projekt Red, literally one of the top AAA studios in video game development, feels the need to hire an AI director. This is fuckery I'd expect out of EA.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But not out of Project. Yeah.
No, not out of the folks that gave us the Witcher series and Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they're moving along with society,
which is not always the best route to go.
Right. No, I agree. You got to be cautious, but
yeah.
All right. So next one.
People don't care how the sausage gets made.
To Paul Hamilton, yeah.
Well, further back than that, but yeah.
Well, for me, that was the most recent time I heard it. Anyway, Xbox users booted from games. Controversial new rule responsible. Fill us in, bro. What is this new rule?
Okay, let me refresh my memory on that. Still on the laptop, so I gotta use my phone for all this. Oh, I did not actually pull up that. Here we go.
It says that basically Xbox users start to become affected by a controversial new rule that's booting them out of games they're currently playing. Over the past few months in the UK, age verification has really taken off as the government cracks down on what content cannot be accessed online and by.
Right. This is
going
like I said. This is
social media. Go ahead.
This is related to the much more stringent EU age verification requirements that are affecting global social media and gaming in general. Just like how we talked about last week or the week before, how the Stop Killing Games petition got past the mark needed for European Parliament to take it up, so that if a game is an online game or has a online verification component, there has to be ways for players to play it in an offline mode for when the servers get shut down. So this is something, and also loot boxing is going with the more stringent EU and European requirements in regards to gambling. So this is another facet of that, where the EU has much more stringent right to privacy laws, whereas than in America. So this is Xbox players are getting booted simply because of the difference in the age verification systems between the EU and the US.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Well, I thought that, man, I clicked on the article hoping it would tell me why me and Swab keep getting booted out of our online dynasty at random times from the EA servers, but nope.
That's just because EA sucks.
Pretty much.
So,
yeah.
This
EA
is basically
EA sucks, huh?
This is Xbox users having their profiles deleted from online games.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That would suck. All right.
Exactly.
Next up, most Highguard Studio has been laid off, says former developer Wildlight confirms cuts.
Yeah. So Highguard is a low-key, semi-indie video game that just came out like 2 weeks ago, I think. And already they've had 80% of their development cuts, developer staff laid off.
Wow. And they just put out a video game, and
they just put it out like 2 weeks ago, and everyone was getting their pink slips. That's it. It's not good. A good
so
indication.
Long and thanks for all the fish, huh?
Yeah. Yep. But it's not a good indicator of a commitment to a long running game.
Yeah.
All the patches needed. They've just basically reduced it down to a skeleton crew to maintain online servers and patches. But new content, nope. DLC, nope. Sequels, nope. And it's been a very well received game in general.
But they just gave up on it before it even got off the ground.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yep.
Like that's insane.
Welcome to end stage capitalism. We got our money. Bye.
Pretty much. But you hired us all. We thought we had jobs. Yeah, I thought you had a job too. Anyways. All right. So the final subject of whatchamacallit. Right here, hold on.
Video games. Yeah.
Video games is about the upcoming John Wick game, which I am extremely, when I say extremely, I mean extremely excited.
That's all you, bro.
Really? Says single player experience, features an original story, third-person combat gameplay, big budget AAA development, mix of new and returning characters. John Wick will be voiced by Keanu Reeves. Expands the franchise lore, combat built from the ground up. It includes vehicle combat and it's being developed by Saber Interactive, and it's coming to the PS5, the Xbox, and the PC. Like I said, I'm excited. I know not everybody is, but for me, it's like, yeah.
It's not that I'm not interested in it. It's just that I haven't had time to get into John Wick yet. So, it's on the list.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Yeah. I do like that, Keanu Reeves is coming back to do the voice acting in there.
Mm.
It's a fantastic thing. I can't remember if I mentioned it when we talked about the new Cyberpunk 2077 expansion last week. But recently, Keanu Reeves stopped by Trejo's Tacos and chatted with Mr. Danny Trejo himself.
Nice.
And in there. And the reason why I'm excited about it is simply because, one, who wouldn't want to have Danny Trejo in John Wick? But at the same time, Danny is literally in the Cyberpunk universe. Because Mike Pondsmith the creator of the Cyberpunk role-playing game and consultant on Cyberpunk 2077. He said that one of the iconic characters in Cyberpunk, Nomad Santiago, he based that on Danny Trejo. So with the ending of Cyberpunk 2077 and the focus on the short framing story from the role-playing game of Johnny going to get his girlfriend who had been trapped by the soul killer virus she developed. Pulling her back, he got a crew together to storm Arasaka Tower. And one of those was, in fact, Nomad Santiago.
Nice.
So we know that a lot of the iconic characters in Cyberpunk are still around in 2077. So, I would love to see Danny as Nomad Santiago. I don't know who we would get for the iconic Solo of Solos, Morgan Blackhand, the baddest motherfucker in the Cyberpunk universe.
All right.
But I could see them building a sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 along the lines of, not to get too geeky, but we're running good on time, so I will ADHD lore dump here. There was a tie-in supplemental role-playing game called Cyber Generation, which basically had the events of the role-playing game, Cyberpunk 2020, which was second edition. But Cyber Generation was years after that, where a nanoplague got released and spread across America, infecting teenagers, where it basically gave them cyberware without having to have parts cut off and cyber installed. Nice. So like there were what were called tin men who had like T-1000 abilities to form liquid metal weapons or body armor or stuff like that. There were kids who had their nervous system hardwired to be a Wi-Fi broadcaster to get into the internet, other stuff like that. And the iconic characters from 2020 basically founded a counter-revolution to the new incorporated states of America, where corporate leadership basically took over the government of the fractured United States of America.
Yeah.
And all of that entails. So it's basically teenagers with cyber superpowers fighting the government. That's literally rounding up the homeless, putting them in concentration camps, and all sorts of other nasty stuff in the name of corporate efficiency. So, yeah. So, but the old guard basically became the mentors and trainers for these new kids, and they all showed up. So I know in 2070, kids were hardwired with their braces.
With their braces, huh?
Oh no!
Oh man!
The reason why it never really took off was because, well, to be quite honest, this was the 90s in role-playing games. The main characters range in age from 12 to 16. You do the math on all that. I'm not going to say anymore because I'm not in the Epstein files.
Oh, oh man. All right. So one last thing I will mention is I'm a little bit late to this party. but recently I had a chance to play Undisputed on the PlayStation 5. And let me just say that that game is a good game. Only thing I didn't like is it didn't let me change my body type on my dude to a more muscular one. I'm like this like kind of heavy set, like big belly dude, and I don't like it. I want it to be more muscular and like top heavy, like Balrog, instead of looking like E Honda. Well, I'm saying
You want more Balrog, less Butterbean.
yes, but I do recommend the game. It's been pretty fun to play, and you can download it for free as a part of your PlayStation Plus membership on the PS5 right now. If you go into their game, so no, we're not sponsored by Sony. I just like letting people know where you can find good.
Yeah,
deals
we're just
on games.
all primarily Sony, with Xbox being second on the list for various reasons.
Well, here's the thing with it. Dave's not answering, but why does he know this? Oh, I say
because I lived through I've been a tabletop role player from 1980 on forward. I remember, and not fondly, the infamous Appendix N in first edition Dungeon Master's Handbook. Appendix N is what we refer to as the random whore chart.
okay.
This was when your adventurer decided he wanted a night on a town, and so there was a random chart to roll to see exactly what type of lady he would find. I am dead serious.
I knew that game was the devil.
This is how things were back then. This is what some people want the game to continue. I'm much more happy with how things are progressing.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, that's hilarious, though.
Yeah. So there's always been that element in tabletop role-playing games of frustrated nerds.
GameStop Retro. It does everything that GameStop does, but backwards. So instead of giving you no money, they give you a lot of money for every game that you bring in. $35, $45. Yep. We're making everybody rich.
Yep.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. But it's something that we got to acknowledge if we want to move forward, just like, we've still got inequality that we have to acknowledge the roots of in order to find the solution to move forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very true.
There was a reason why girls did not play Dungeons and Dragons in a lot of earlier games. Even though there were some, they were not a considerable portion of the player base.
Well, not like they are now.
Not like now. But, it's a whole mess of things. And if I ever, I'm actually talking with Dark Lord and with the Saint about doing my own podcast. Let me plug my headphones back in since the dog's getting on. Okay, there we go. But I want to do my own weekly podcast on RPG history, state of the industry, all that stuff on First GenXers Network. I just need to learn how to do the video production and stuff.
Right.
So I'm slowly learning that.
It's pretty straightforward, just requires some investment.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say. But all right, so we'll stop there. Tech Tinkers, thank you for dropping that idea.
As always, sir.
Yes. I'll say. As far as the GameStop retro goes, I'll say this. If it's the same base business model as GameStop, you can expect it to fail the same way that GameStop failed.
Yep.
Eventually, people will catch on that store credit, and they want their money back.
And more importantly, there's lots. I mean, no matter where you live on this planet, there is going to be a local game store that you can buy from, trade in stuff, and get a much better return on the trade than what GameStop gives out. And you're supporting a local business.
My favorite story to always tell, and we'll close on this before we go into Where Can We Find You Next, is when I was in my early 20s, late teens, I traded in my Sega Genesis, my Sega CD, 2 controllers, like 8 games, and a 32X, and barely had enough to buy Triple Play Baseball 98 for the PlayStation. That's how little store credit they gave me for an entire 2 systems, multiple controllers, multiple games, and the 32X. And that was way back then when they were actually giving out decent prices for some of this shit.
Yep.
So, and I think I still ended up having to pay like $3 of the taxes that like on the game on top of it. Like, I'm like, damn, you would think that would at least be a straight up trade. But anyway.
Yep.
No, not Goodwill, bro. It wasn't at Goodwill. It was at GameStop.
Goodwill would have given you better prices than GameStop.
It says, so GameStop Retro will have new games and toys. All the returns and exchanges will all get pushed to GameStop Retro. Does this mean GameStop Retro will be like a Goodwill? Maybe. 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 All right. So let's jump into our final segment for the day, which is Where Can We Find You Next? Where we let you guys know where you can find us and see our pretty faces next.
More of our pretty faces, yeah.
Kick us off. So where can we find you next?
All right. I will be back on the night shift tonight. I know past 2 nights I've been sick, so no night shift, but I will be back on tonight with Horizon Forbidden West. Midnight to whenever I start falling asleep, Pacific time.
All right. And me, myself, and I will be back in about 2 hours with The Classroom, featuring myself, O'Malley, and Mr. Suave from 6 to 7 tonight. We'll be talking about the Super Bowl because we took that off last week. So you can find Dave next on his OnlyFans with Double KK. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
damn. Savage.
You can find me on The Classroom, where we'll be talking Super Bowl, NBA trade deadline, all that fun good stuff, and a little bit about the Olympics. But other than that, you can catch me next for video games. I should be on at some point this week with a couple of video game streams. Just got to figure out the whole YouTube thing, and we will be able to get back in and get back on this NCAA college football 26, and also I might be purchasing NBA 2K26 by Wednesday. We'll see how that plans out. Y'all have a great night. Stay up, especially you tech tinkers. Appreciate you, brother, and all you bring to the show.
And love to our brother, the Saint. Hope everything's going okay for you and your family. And, get back when you can. Okay, man. Take care of you and yours first.
Yep. Amen. All right. So that's going to do it for us, y'all. Stay up and stay real. We'll check you guys on the flip side. Peace.
Bye.